Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to talk about the Samsung and Cisco partnership from the perspective of the Samsung Flip. There's the Webex Flip, I think I've seen it called. In essence, it's one of these guys, a RoomKit Mini that Webex board enables a Samsung Flip display. So anyway, if you're new here, consider subscribing. We're going to dive in and talk tech. So if you're not familiar with it, at Infocom and I think more recently the ISE conference in Europe, the Samsung and Cisco executives were on stage together and actually demonstrated this solution. There was a number of different demos. It essentially was showing the Samsung display with a RoomKit Mini and how the two could work together. There's not a ton of technical detail out yet, or even ordering detail for that matter, at least as of this recording. What we know so far is that this guy, the Webex RoomKit Mini, essentially allows you to Webex board enable a Samsung display. Now obviously this and this are completely different. The use cases today are different, right? This is a huddle space video unit, whereas the Webex board could work in a huddle space. It could actually work in a little bit larger space as well from both a video and content collaboration perspective. First of all, let's talk about whiteboarding. The experience is going to be the same. The Webex board experience is going to be available through the RoomKit Mini as it's plugged into a Samsung Flip. One thing to notice that the stylus is different. So with a Webex board, it's this weighted stylus that feels more like a whiteboard marker. With the Samsung Flip, the stylus is a lot thinner. Either way, though, you can use touch as well on these displays and do your whiteboarding and really your controls that way. From a control perspective, you can pair a Touch 10 with both the Webex board and with a RoomKit Mini when it's paired with the Samsung Flip. One thing to know, however, is that the Touch 10 comes with a RoomKit Mini. It does not come by default with a Webex board. You have to order a spare, and it's relatively easy to get that up and running. It does take an extra switch port to pair it with the Webex board as well, whereas the RoomKit Mini has a PoE port built in to power this guy. From a video perspective, the two solutions do differ a little bit as well. The RoomKit Mini, from a camera perspective, has a 120-degree field of view. What you'll notice is that it works extremely well for folks sitting close in a huddle space, but as you get further away, the participants are further away from the camera, you'll notice a little bit of a fisheye effect that becomes more apparent at greater distances. The Webex board has an 83-degree field of view. It works great both in huddle spaces as well as larger conference rooms and those types of solutions as well. It's still not the quad camera of a Codec Plus or Codec Pro, but it does a great job in a little bit larger space. From an audio perspective, I'll point out a few things here as well. Again, both units do have everything built in from an audio perspective, speakers and microphones. There's actually no option to put external mics on either unit. The reason this is important is because the RoomKit Mini, again, is designed for huddle spaces. If you're too far away from it, it will be a little bit harder to hear those individuals, and the audio experience, again, for the far end may suffer. The Webex board also has the mics built in across the top. However, in my experience, these work exceptionally well even at distance. They do a great job of noise cancellation, and you can actually get away with a little bit larger room with the Webex board, in my opinion, than with the RoomKit Mini. A major advantage to the RoomKit Mini is it's relatively inexpensive and it's really easy to deploy. With this level of flexibility, you might have an aging display today that you want to install the RoomKit Mini on in a huddle space. As you look at upgrading that display, you may use a Samsung Flip. You have the flexibility to do that. The Webex board obviously is an all-in-one solution, which is great from a support perspective, but when it's time to refresh it, you have to replace the entire thing. So at this point, we don't have the specifics yet. My understanding is the RoomKit Mini, the standard RoomKit Mini with a software upgrade, maybe or maybe not some type of license is needed, but essentially this, with its USB connection, is going to plug into a Samsung display, and we're going to be off to the races with the additional functionality. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. I'm looking forward to this stuff coming out. Hopefully you are as well. If you have questions, comments, tips, tricks, or if you find any other content that's public on the internet, be sure to share that in the video description. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I hope to see you back sometime soon. Thanks for watching.